Towering over the podium, he clears his throat loudly, silencing the last of the hushed whispers. Still, his gaze is cast downward toward his notes, affording his audience a moment more to take in his impressive physique. I nip at the inside of my lip, because I'm not immune. The only things professorial about Professor Kane are his dark-rimmed glasses and boring sweater vest, which can't be anything but wildly sexy stretched over his white-collared shirt that looks like it might give at the seams if he moved too suddenly. "Welcome to Advanced Studies in Medieval Literature," he begins, his voice deep and void of humor. "If you're here, you should have completed all the prerequisites for an in-depth reading of Dante's Divine Comedy, which is where we'll be spending the majority of our time. If you've managed to get this far in your major by skimming, you should reconsider whether this is the course for you. My expectations of your effort here are commensurate with any other senior seminar. Don't waste my time, and I won't waste yours." I clip the flesh between my teeth a little harder, creating a distracting throb of pain. I've never shied away from hard-ass professors. In fact, I've sought them out, eager for the challenge. Topping the class and setting the bar high enough to inconvenience my classmates has always been an added bonus. Except I came here for Dante. Until now, I assumed the professor of English, celebrated for his otherworldly looks, would be a gentle giant, intellectual and deep, but soft-spoken and forgiving, a stark contrast to his notable physical presence. I was fabulously wrong. The masochist in me sends down a dark prayer that he's a hard grader, too. "I will not be your only teacher in this course," he continues. "I'm your professor, but you can think of me more generally as a guide, pointing out themes of note. But if you rely on my interpretation alone, you're robbing yourself of the education inherent in the work, a circle of knowledge drawn by Dante himself. The poem is a journey of the self." He pauses a moment, his mouth drawn into a thoughtful purse. Journey being the operative word. He frowns a little and pushes his glasses up the bridge of his nose. "Moving on. How many of you have already been introduced to the comedy through your other courses?" Almost every student raises his or her hand. I don't. My skin heats a little when his scanning of the room stops on me, but it's a brief pause. "Since this is a seminar and I will be relying heavily on your contributions to drive our conversation, we'll begin now. I'd like to know, regardless of your familiarity with the text, what draws you to Dante?" Somehow, the class grows even more silent, as if people have ceased breathing, lest any movement draw unwanted attention to them. I smirk, because just as easily as I can hear words that aren't meant to be heard, I can pick up on the inherent discomfort of humans, from little pricklings of fear to full-on panic. The professor's gaze lands on the blonde in front of me. "How about you? What brings you here?" She lets out a breathy laugh and tucks her hair behind her ear, lifting her shoulder coyly as she does. "I don't know. I guess I hear good things about this course." "Oh, Professor Maximus," a falsetto voice sings out from the crowd, prompting a wave of laughter throughout the hall. The golden corners of the professor's lips quirk up slightly. No doubt, his presence alone could fill a room with students more fascinated by his looks than his literary insights. He quickly collects himself, lifts his chin, and our gazes meet. Blood rushes to the surface of my skin. "You're new to Dante. Why spend the next 4 months dissecting the comedy?" The air grows thick with anticipation. The anticipation isn't mine, but I recognize the shift in the mood of the room. After a moment of prolonged silence, he arches an eye.